Morning. Hope you had your coffee. I've had mine already. I had a busy morning actually, kicking it off, doing some stuff for work. Had to go to the police department and pick up registrations and get all that squared away. So the final ones that we got in here can get picked up. So, all right. But yeah, on the main channel, if you noticed already, by the time you're seeing this, that's for sure. Did a quick video on the Beretta 92FS, some tips and things I wanted to mention about owning that pistol. It's a great pistol. First of all, I definitely want to say that it's a great gun. I like it a lot. Out of the box, I remember shooting it and just being like, wow, this is so smooth, so accurate. It just, right there where you put it on steel plates, it's hitting, it's going right. Now, I had bought that right after I had owned the Glock. I had bought a Glock 17 back when I had purchased that Beretta, and I didn't, honestly, it took a while for me to even like the Glock. I never really cared for it. In fact, I remember originally when I bought the Glock 17, I bought it in the intentions thinking it was going to break. I was going to shoot it till it busts, and it wound up being the opposite, and just being able to handle all that abuse. But I will say the criticism on the Glock was that it was harder for me to shoot it accurately because you just got to get used to that trigger. I don't know, it was something about, I could probably make up every excuse in the world, but it just, for me, it didn't work out right away. When I bought the Beretta, it was out of the box. I was hitting what I was aiming at, and that's what just made me like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Now, the Beretta, for me, being a big movie buff, I love the fact that, I grew up with Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, so it only made sense that I would have to buy a Beretta at some point and always keep one. Now, it's other side of the coin. There's me liking to tear into guns and get into them. Thought somebody was coming in, is that fact that there's a lot of parts, there's a lot of pins, springs, and things in there that it, even for me, I was like kind of shocked, like, wow, why is there so much stuff going on in this gun? I've actually made the joke with myself, man, when they designed this gun, it was like a competition of how many pins and springs you could possibly put into a gun. As a joke, because it really is loaded. So back to the video, I wanted to point out, all those little springs do rust. They can rust, and over time they will break, and causing the gun to have all these, causing the gun to not work, basically. The story is, basically, I walked into another gun shop, and a fellow there, while I was just kind of hanging out there looking at stuff, a guy came in with a Beretta 92 that was, the trigger was no longer working. I asked politely if I could see it. I don't work, I didn't work there, so I didn't want to impose, but I popped the slide off and looked, and sure enough, that trigger spring was all rusted out and broken. And so that was the problem. It was really easy. But so I seen that, and I seen other ones where they're kind of rusty and their little parts are rusty. So it's something to keep in mind because of all the springs in that gun, and they're not very large springs. They're really thin wire springs that can happen. So that's why I wanted to produce that video. I know it's probably going to cause a little bit of controversy here and there, because there's going to be people that anytime you get into a gun like that, it's like you got the fanboys and everything, which I hope that it comes across. I'm never trashing a gun. I'm just stating some of the things that I found out about it, and hopefully help somebody else maintain theirs so that it doesn't happen. This is the infamous Tesoro gas station. I just picked up dinner at a little Chinese place, and heading over to my friend's house. There was a little bit of traffic on Queen K, which is the main highway I take to get home, because there was apparently some kind of fire or something going on. So yeah, here we are at my buddy's place. Good to have friends that let you know that there was a fire, so I understood why there was so much traffic trying to get here. Be today, and it was kind of neat at work because some of my old buddies from my other job where I used to work before I worked at that job came by, and it was nice to see those guys because again, I haven't seen them for quite a while. We all used to work at the gun counter together, so really cool. I learned a lot from them as well. I remember when I first got into the job, and had a lot of help from them, learning the ropes of the gun counter. We got to talking a little bit, and it's so different when you're the person that's working at the gun counter, and then you really, I think people out there that have not done that have absolutely really no idea just what you encounter doing that job. You do encounter some of the most bizarre, scary, possible people out there, and definitely people that are trying to find a gun. I myself, we just alone witnessed countless things that it's just unbelievable stuff. Everything from just complete wackos, having to actually I had to take a firearm from somebody pretty immediate, because they had pointed the thing directly at my manager. So yeah, we did that. That was scary. Had a couple incidences one incident that I know of stolen valor, just crazy stuff. So it was nice to see those guys again and reminisce about some of these stories. So yeah, tomorrow is Friday, so we're going to be filming JW's Radio tomorrow, so don't forget to tune in for that. Well, I guess what I wanted to try to do was incorporate a little bit more on the behind the scenes and a little bit more extras on JW's Radio, so you'll get to see that here on the vlogs. I wanted to incorporate a little bit more of that, so look for that tomorrow in tomorrow's vlog. Today, just kind of, that was it. I mean, pretty much work. I went over to my friend's house, as you saw. I didn't film anything there. Just kind of, we were watching, we found ourselves watching Terminator 2. It was on TV. I've seen that movie so many times growing up. It was like one of my favorite movies, and I've seen it so much that it's hard for me to watch it again for the countless times that I've seen it. So, but yes, I think, I mean, which one of us did not? Well, at least for me, I grew up watching a lot of those Schwarzenegger movies, Raw Deal, Commando, Predator, just all those. I kind of grew up watching those. Although I wanted to talk a little bit about one of his more of his recent movies, which I thought was not bad, and we've mentioned it before. I talked about it. It was the movie The Last Stand. It's actually not bad at all. It's Arnold's big return to the silver screen in a sense. It's back his big return to his starring role, where he's not just an extra character in The Expendables. The Last Stand was like his big return to a starring role. He's the sheriff of this town, and of course the bad guy comes to town and wants to do bad things, and Arnold says, "No, I'm the sheriff. You're not gonna do bad things in this town." Is it a movie that's gonna win any Academy Awards? Absolutely not. Is it a movie that's gonna turn into a classic? I don't see that happening. But if you like just straight up action and a good old time, it's just one of those movies. You sit at home, nothing to do. You don't want to. There's no need to go anywhere. Definitely grab a bowl of chips and salsa, pop that movie in, and hit the cap on a Coca-Cola or something and enjoy it, because that's definitely one of those movies. That's what I enjoy about it. It's just a straight up fun movie. The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's kind of one of his it's a few years old now, but also the bad guy, the villain, is Peter Stormare. Might not know him by name, but when you see him, he's that guy that you always say in the movie, "Hey, that guy." So I'm gonna get out of here. Gonna get to bed, because gotta get up bright and early, get a coffee going, because we're filming JW's Radio. So it was a little colder tonight. It was nice. It was in the 60-degree marker. Of course, it's nowhere like some areas where it's a negative. So tomorrow, Friday, to do JW's Radio. Before I get out of here, I wanted to talk a little bit about that gas station that I showed you guys briefly there. That gas station is like the infamous gas station in this town. It's the Queen K Tesoro gas station. I think it's still under the name of Tesoro. But it's got the thing about it is it's got this little food mart inside, like a little market, and you walk in there. I mean, seriously, this gas station has got a salad bar, it's got hot food, corn dogs, Slurpees, everything. I mean, it's like it's it's pretty cool, and I must say, I mean, they got a lot of food in there, and a lot of people stop there, and a lot of people get their breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. It's no joke. It's pretty crazy.